Hi, everybody. I'm Gwendolyn Sterk, and it's the year 2021, and we're starting with our first charity of the month. For January 2021, it's going to be Together We Cope. So we're honored and privileged to be able to talk to both of you today. And Kathryn, I know you're the executive director. Can you give us more information about what you do?
Thanks, Gwendolyn. I'm thrilled to be here, and I'm so thrilled, especially to be here because of Sterk Family Law Group, and we're also honored to be chosen as Charity of the Month. What I do is I watch over all the great people that work here and all the volunteers. We have 200 volunteers at Together We Cope, and our entire staff is part-time. We have 24 part-time people in 2 buildings, and we are just blessed to have people of all walks of life and all kinds of talent and skills that they bring to our organization. Together We Cope. Oh, I'm sorry.
Perfect. Yeah, I was going to ask the next question. Together We Cope. Fill it in. Tell us what it is.
Together We Cope is what's known as a prevention agency. Our job is to intervene before people become homeless. We do that by providing food, rent, mortgage, and utility payments that are in arrears. But we've taken it a step further in the last maybe 13, 14 years, and we also do housing for homeless families. So we have scattered site housing throughout the south suburbs, and we're able to take families in crisis and who have documented cases of homelessness, and we're able to find them places to live and provide all the wraparound services. So that's I remember when that was new for us, and now we have 2 programs. So we're thrilled about that.
That's fantastic. And Mandi, what do you do for Together We Cope?
I am the marketing and fundraising manager. So I do all of their social media. I work on our website, and I also do all of our fundraising events as well as development projects.
Now, do you service anybody in our south suburbs, southwest suburbs? What's your area?
Well, sometimes we have a service area, but we also, because we receive grants from Cook County and from the federal government, we also step outside of those boundaries in a couple of programs that we have. So Mandi, do you want us to give them our boundaries?
Sure. We are as far north as 87th Street.
Yes.
87th Street, and then we go as east is Western Avenue.
Yes.
South of 183rd Street.
Correct.
And then west of Wilcook Road.
Yes.
So all of the communities that are within that nice little square that we have. However, if you're at the city of Chicago, we are not typically servicing that area. So it wouldn't, that 87th Street is a little different for us.
It's all suburban Cook.
Yes.
Everyone that we currently serve is suburban Cook County.
Got it. Now, if somebody says, I'm in a bad situation, I can't pay my rent next month, how do they take that first step to reach out to you?
Well, there's a couple ways they can. They just give us a call. They call us at our main line of 708-633-5040, and they will get a client service representative. And depending on that, there's another call in, and I'm not familiar with that.
Sometimes the calls are, in my 26 years here, things have changed a bit. Everyone came directly to us. We took care of our own clients, but the problems and the funding has changed significantly for the nation. And we are required now to have a call line, a call center. So sometimes the calls for financial assistance, depending upon the grant funding that we'll use, have to be routed through a call center. So people might be asked to call that, and most of the time they reroute them directly to us. It's just kind of to make sure that everyone receives the same treatment, so that everything is fair, and that people are not people in better, perhaps a more affluent area don't get preferential treatment. We want to make sure that we serve everyone at Together We Cope, and we belong to the Alliance to End Homelessness in Suburban Cook County, and that is their main goal is to make sure that everyone is treated fairly and justly.
Now, you don't have to be homeless though to get services. I mean, if you're just having a bad economic time and you've got a home, and maybe with this mortgage foreclosure moratorium, you're not being thrown out, but you don't have food to eat, you can't pay your utilities, that's also services you rendered. Am I correct with that?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for mentioning that, because Together We Cope was originally founded to help people who were in crisis, to help families that were in a temporary crisis, and we would help them get over the hump and keep them from becoming homeless, stabilize them, and by doing so, we also stabilize communities that they live in. So
Sure.
yes, that is what we that primarily do. When we were approached to do housing, homeless housing, I thought, we can't do that. We're not qualified. And we started getting, Governor State started giving us interns, and those interns received their degrees, and they went from their bachelor's to their master's. And now we have master's level social workers here to help people with all of those issues, be it housing or just a temporary crisis, that all of our neighbors, in fact, especially now with this crisis, and when that moratorium is lifted, we were expecting
Floodgates are going to open, I would think.
absolutely, and we're preparing for that. And so is, luckily, so are the I can't think of the word. The people that we associate with, the groups that we belong to, they're all looking in under the guidance of the federal government. Everybody is aware that this is going to happen. It's being, every time we're ready, it gets pushed back a little bit and pushed back, and we're anxious today to find out when in fact that might occur, because they're even asking us to hire additional staff to be able to help these people. So
Right.
we're not sure what's coming, but we're bracing for it.
Got it. Now, it seems to me then that both, if you have an urgent need and maybe you can meet that on a temporary basis for a few months to get somebody to bridge the gap, so to speak, but it sounds like there's also long-term care, which is that newer element that you're working with. Am I correct with that?
Correct. That would be correct. Yes.
And so now you also talked about ancillary services when you answered a question earlier. What do you mean by ancillary services and other things that come with that housing?
Oh, I believe that's a great term. I use the term wraparound services. That's what we're familiar with.
Sure.
That's the truth. We treat our housing program like an extension of a shelter.
Okay.
So if you went into a shelter, you would have people in and out of your life. They would be kind of invading your space. They would have, an opportunity to be with you, check up on you. You would be mandated to go to life skills and to connect with either your faith community and make sure that your children were in school. And we would, there would be budgeting associated with that. There would be job search and income boosting. And there's so many things that are part of this. And we just call them wraparound services, because we tell them, you come into our shelter program and we're in your life. We have a key to your unit. You also have a phone number and a caseworker that you can call at any time that there's a problem. And we get all kinds of, it's family. The very first time, Gwendolyn, that we ever did this, we were so naive. We thought taking a homeless family and getting them shelter that was our goal. We didn't think much beyond that. We were so excited to I remember the family so well, and they did do very well, but they taught us a great lesson, because once their children were housed and safe, they acted out and they were angry. And, all the things that they put up with when they were homeless,
Right.
They were safe at that point, and they were able to express those concerns. So we immediately knew we needed youth counseling on this. And in fact, that woman still stays in touch with us, and she's was an excellent resource and still is an excellent resource for us.
Yeah, because I would think that, that's part of the program to get on with your life. This isn't just a fix or for lack of a better word, just a handout. This is a life-changing event. If you're homeless, you've got to get in a home, you've got to get those services so that you can figure out a plan to move forward.
Correct.
Because but for the grace of God go I, or any of us, and it's a situation where you have to help them move forward with their lives. And I am assuming that that's the type of services that you render to them and are able to help them move forward.
Yes.
That's very good.
We're hoping. It changes. It's different with each individual, and everybody presents a little bit differently. So we're always learning with them.
Right.
So it's kind of exciting. We have great resources available to us. We're a United Way agency, and they're fantastic. And we belong to the South Suburban Council on Homelessness, and then of course the Alliance to End Homelessness in Suburban Cook County. And various other agencies that you would know about, but I can't think right off the top of my head. They're all about housing.
Now, you said you had 2 buildings where you house your 24 part-time employees. So
Yes.
where are those located and what do you do in those buildings?
Well, it's interesting because they're both on Oak Park Avenue. And 17010 Oak Park Avenue is the building that we're currently in. That is our client service center. And we also have a resale shop in that building. And 17728 Oak Park Avenue is an administrative building that was donated to us. And we were very lucky to receive it.
Very nice. Now, do you have any activities, Mandi, that are coming up where you're going to be having fundraisers or anything, a manner in which someone can get involved with your entity?
Yes, we are actually speaking right now. Kathy and I are making plans to do obviously a virtual event.
Right.
But depending on all the things that are changing, we also may make it what I would call a hybrid event, where you have people in person that goes along with the CDC guidelines, as well as people that would be participating virtually. We're thinking it's kind of just could be like a trivia night. It's very simple, very fun, nothing too crazy right off the bat. And then hoping by the end of the year, things will open up a little bit. We last year, unfortunately, weren't able to do our dinner dance, which is our largest fundraising event. So we're hoping to do it again this year in we're thinking the fall. And it was going to be a different thing. Instead of a traditional dinner dance, we moved it to a casino night. So we're hoping to do that again. This is the first year we're doing it.
Hoping.
We're hoping is the key word.
We had to push it back three times. So
yeah.
Now,
we'd love to do it.
In addition to, giving money or participating in one of your events, which might have a fun element to it, and that way you're giving money back, are there service projects and opportunities for individuals as well?
Yes and no. I say it like that because of where we're at right now. In a typical pre-COVID year, absolutely, we had a lot of organizations contacting us that had service projects that they wanted to do, and people came in and helped with the food pantry. One organization made a farm stand during the summer for our clients to go and pick their own food versus us handing them their food.
Sure.
One painted for us
In our building.
in this building too,
Yes.
and both buildings. So in a non-COVID year, absolutely.
If someone wanted to do it off-site, like
Correct.
a clothing drive or a food drive, that would be fantastic.
Okay.
We're trying very hard to keep services that we're providing right now. Of course, like everybody else, we had to pivot and figure things out on a moment's notice, and there was no playbook for this. We do everything electronically now in regards to helping clients, so no one's in the building, and we do curbside delivery of food. So
Okay.
that's been our hours are shortened because our volunteer base became smaller when COVID hit. And we had to close the resale shop from March until July. So we lost quite a bit of revenue there. And so we brought the resale shop employees over to work in the pantry with the 2 pantry employees that we have. And the food pantry is our largest program. We serve between 4,500 and 5,000 people a month out of our pantry. And
Wow,
we've done
that's a lot of people. Wow.
being closed on Mondays and limiting our hours. So it turned out the curbside was the more efficient way to distribute food.
Sure.
So we're learning.
Right, but if somebody has, if they want to donate food, if they want to donate coats, if they want to donate whatever it is that they have, they should reach out as well. So you can do it as a donation, you could do it a monetary donation, maybe a good donation, or in the eventual, some kind of service type. Am I correct?
Yes.
The opportunities?
Absolutely. We also do, for those that are looking to do the drives, we have Amazon wish lists that for our
I forgot.
food pantry, that the most needed items, most used items are on there, as well as other things like baby items, diapers, things like that, along with personal care items,
Yes.
deodorant, brushes, toothpaste as well.
We have one wonderful man that sends us a carton of toilet paper every month.
Yeah.
And so we're so grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody needs it, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And
How
then for
is
those
it-
that might be afraid to come in because of COVID, we did change our guidelines for donation drop off. So they just, instead of coming in or dropping off, they go around to the back and we have a pod where we have one of our employees or volunteers will take it from their car and go straight into the pod. It sits there for 24 hours. 24 to 48 hours, which CDC says helps the virus go away.
No one really knows.
No one knows, but that's what
we
we're
do.
doing. So after that 24 hours, we take it out and our volunteers then do the sorting. So we're actually very efficient and up to code on that as well.
And we're very protective. If someone does want to come in and volunteer, we take every precaution. We've had the building sterilized 2 times, and once they did it for free, and once we had to pay for it, but we're still very grateful to have that. We also had 3, oh my goodness, they're air purifiers, but they're on the roof and they're proton something, I can't remember, but we had them installed because we want to make sure that the people that enter this building are as safe as we can possibly make them.
Absolutely. And before we wrap this up, I wanted to get a little history on the organization. That's one thing I'm not familiar with personally. So
Oh, okay.
give me that history.
In 1982, as I heard, the steel mills were closing. I was busy having my 2nd child. I was paying no attention, but apparently Lorraine Cook, who started this organization, saw a great need. People were out of work and they didn't have clothing and food. So she started it in her garage, and it quickly moved to Redeemer Church in Oak Forest. And then they moved to, I saw the minutes when Lorraine convinced her board of directors. They incorporated in '89, and she convinced them to rent a space in Oak Forest. And that's where I came in. Unfortunately, Lorraine died in January of 1993, I believe. And I started in April of that year. So I didn't ever get a chance to meet her. I came over to volunteer and somehow walked out with a job. I just didn't even understand how that happened. They were very good at getting people in.
That's how God
And-
works sometimes. The door opens and you walk through it, right?
That is the truth. That is exactly how this happens. And the whole rest of my time here at Together We Cope, I would say that is exactly how I would describe it. But it's been a wonderful journey.
To me, that a number of people that you say it starts in somebody's garage. You know, I often think, what are these, sacred places almost, because time and time again, when I'm talking to someone, I'll hear the history of, well, we started in our garage, or whether it be a business venture, a charitable organization, or whatever. It's very interesting. And I think that's how life works out sometimes. Well, we sure appreciate what you do in our community. You guys are known for giving that helping hand. You've been in our resource center. When people have short-term or long-term needs, they can reach out to you and you really can help them bridge the gap. And it really is part of our community to understand that that's what we're here to do. So thank you for what you do for our community. Is there contact information you'd like to share?
Yes, we can be reached by phone at 708-633-5040, on the web at www.togetherwecope.org.
There's also a prevention at togetherwecope.org that a lot of our clients use. And I think that comes directly to me, and then I funnel it to the correct person.
And then we also do have a Facebook page as well. So it's Facebook.com/Together We Cope.
Yeah, and we get a lot of clients.
We get a
come
lot
through.
there. Yeah.
And Mandi, if to know about the upcoming events, either your website or the Facebook page will be posting those events.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. Well,
We do an eye
thank you, ladies.
contact. Mandi does an eye
Great
contact.
to talk to you. Great.
Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.